Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 1 of Carrick The Flash. Now as you know, Carrick was the Golden Age Flash, the same with Alan Scott Green Lantern and certain other heroes. So this one is meant to feature his long lost daughter Judy, who her and some other younger heroes were captured and their memories were wiped from their other mentals. And the story starts off with Carrick and his daughter Judy, who's known as the Boom, race off to save Joan. And of course, they make it to the sort of abandoned water plant, but we see how Carrick tries to kind of get his daughter to see that there's been explosives planted at the dam. So of course, mainly leaves off to save her mum, but you can tell Jay does see a lot of her into himself and tries to defuse the bombs himself. And of course, knows as one of the bombs go off that he missed, tries to stop it, to little to no avail. And of course, mainly says, but seconds after all the Flash needs. So of course, mainly successfully diffuses the sort of dam from bursting by using his speed powers to kind of make a special kind of crater. So of course, runs off to find Joan, but it turns out Judy's been sort of erased from their memories, and they think they can't have kids anymore. So we kind of see how 60 years later, we see how Joan says, "Is this real? Judy, is that you? Mum? Judy?" So of course they have a tearful reunion, and we see how they show her back to her old bedroom, which has been used by Bart Allen, and we see how Judy remembers it back from the 1960s, when it was more like a simple time before game consoles, TVs, and everything else. And after kind of sorting out her room, we see how Judy learns to her shock and surprise that there's more speedsters, like Barry Allen, Wally West, also Lawrence West, Bart Allen, also Max Mercury, and so forth. And they point out that there are more speedsters, and we see how Judy tries to process everything that's happened. So of course, mainly sees a news report, but knows she's still a hero deep down, and goes to kind of stop a bank robbery in Keystone City. And we see how, even Joan says that she is a little alarmed by the way she looks, but you can tell Jay's right, it's been 60 years, and of course, she's like a picture that never aged. And this is going to take a long time for all three of them to process. And after this, we see how Joan realizes that Judy ran off and tries to stop the bank robbery, and shows up to kind of help. And of course, after Jay Garrick mainly stops the bank robbery, we see Jay saying, "We need to have a little chat, young lady. You can't run off like that. Your mother and I were worried sick." "What do you mean? People were in trouble. I run off to help all the time. Oh, I did." So we kind of see how they point out about Dr. Elemental, and the memories of him do come back. And this is them knowing just how worse it's gotten now, due to their memories being wiped. And we see how back then, Dr. Elemental tried to kind of trap Joan. Luckily, Judy stops Dr. Elemental, and of course, mainly uses her as Joan's replacement, along with the other heroes that were captured. And we see how, Judy manages to save her mum, but of course, we see her getting faded from existence, being with the other captured younger heroes. And after this is Dr. Elemental knowing that his plan is coming to effect. And the story does have a Alan Scott Green Lantern story that I will try and find. So this is pretty much issue 1. So I think it's not a bad idea having Jay Garrick have a sort of daughter. I think it does add more sense with Jay Garrick trying to still play the role of Mental 60 years later, and Jodie sort of being a more hot-headed version of Jay Garrick, but you can tell still trying to work things out like a family. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.